Welcome to the Hurdy-Burk Internet Broadcast Network. And right before the show, we always like to introduce our mainline sponsor, which is CPR Cell Phone Repair, located in La Frontera and Round Rock, Texas. If you need fast, affordable repairs for phones, tablets, laptops, and game consoles, your gadgets play a major role in your professional, personal, and school life. And when your phone, tablet, or laptop breaks, you want an expert to handle the repair. That's where we come in. With over 16 years of experience in the electronic repair industry, CPR Cell Phone Repair can get the job done quickly and effectively. Come visit us at our website, cellphonerepair.com. Now on to the show. Hey everybody, welcome to the Hurdy-Burk Broadcast Network, located in Round Rock, Texas. And today my special guest is going to be Kim Stanley, downsizing specialist and president of DownSize My Home. But before we get started with Kim, I would like to tell everybody that, of course, this broadcast is done during the day, so if you'll mosey over to the Hurdy-Burk Broadcast Network, that's a Facebook group, Hurdy-Burk Broadcast Network, and by the way, I'll spell my name, Hurdie, last name Burke, Hurdy-Burk Broadcast Network, right on Facebook. Go join that group. You'll be allowed to come in for no charge. It's free to the public. And you guys can catch up on all the awesome local business I cover. Kim, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Hurdy. It's great to be here.
I tell you, no big deal.
All right.
Hey, so downsizing has really become a popular buzzword. We hear about this. We see the baby boomers wanting to downsize to smaller homes. We've even got this really big niche or movement going on for tiny house movements, right? So.
Right.
You being the downsize specialist, could you kind of help define the term downsizing?
Yeah, it is a term that's just tossed around a lot, and people have different meanings for it. But I'll tell you, in working in this industry for the last 8 years, for me it's all about focusing on your personal living space. And it's about two things primarily. First, eliminating what no longer serves you, whether it's physically, financially, or emotionally, getting rid of all the extraneous things. I see people so burdened by the things in their life or the situations in their life that just aren't working for them anymore. And then secondly, it's recreating a home that reflects your current lifestyle, your needs, your desires. What's most important to you? People often think that when they downsize, they're going to have to lose who they are or lose the things that are most important to them. And that isn't necessarily the case.
But it is a big movement, and I am telling you, there's a lot of confusion for what people, want to define that as, and I think you've defined it perfectly, I mean, we've all accumulated a lot of stuff we don't need over the years, haven't we? And for darn sure, you're downsizing specialist and helping people get that set up in their home is a cool thing. So as a downsizing specialist, Kim, it's kind of a new cutting-edge specialty. I'm curious, and I know our listening audience is, how did it come back, and how does it differ from organizing? Because I kind of see a similarity, but I know there's a difference. Can you explain that to us?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is a specialized niche that I've been working with, like I said, for some time. But in working with clients when I was a realtor, I saw people being stuck, and I saw people coming in and wanting to help them organize or wanting to help them move, but there was a lot of resistance to this because they hadn't made some key decisions. And I found in my years of living that nothing happens until a decision's made. And really, some of the hardest decisions are in the small things that have emotional ties. And that's what keeps people stuck and feeling overwhelmed. Overwhelmed is the number one word that I hear people describe when they're considering downsizing.
Right. So, yeah, overwhelmed. I love that. Yes, we're all there. Keep going.
Yeah. Anyway, as a downsizing specialist, so my job is to guide my clients through the process that helps them make good decisions So getting back to the decisions about the things they're most reluctant to let go of, and help them create a plan for moving forward with what's really important. It's really gaining clarity. And nobody should feel bad about needing help in this area of their life. I needed help in this area of my life years ago when I was downsizing, and I had to reach out. I didn't have the resources then. I wish I'd had a downsizing specialist to help me. But,
right.
Keeping what's important and breaking down all those tasks involved into a step-by-step plan that makes it less overwhelming, and it provides the resources they need. So that's the difference, is getting in and getting into the processing part, some of the emotional part, the things that give people peace of mind. And then, yes, we do help them declutter, help them have a plan. We also do work with professional organizers to brainstorm creative space-saving solutions as people are moving forward to smaller spaces, and provide additional options, when they're looking at a downsized living space. So we do work hand in hand, and we do some of those tasks, but we do know when we need the help of a professional organizer also.
Right. And so you've kind of described what you do, Kim, as a downsize specialist, and I think you've kind of answered that. So as a downsize specialist then, Kim, what would be the benefit from hiring you as a downsize specialist? What do they gain from that? I know a lot of people like to know, what's the value? Can I do this myself? Can I figure it out myself? What is that advantage?
The advantage is the same advantage that you get for hiring a professional in any other area of your life that you need help with in a transition process, whether it's a financial planner, an estate attorney, somebody to help you with your taxes. I know some people may differ. They may look at a downsizing specialist and putting ourselves, but it is true. It's somebody who's a professional at what they do that can help you navigate through a unclear, confusing, overwhelming time in your life. And because we do this for a living, and because we're used to working with people who are going through these transitions, we really can help them and help them create a plan. It's all about getting rid of the confusion and knowing how to start and how to move forward. So, we help people sort and preserve their memories. We help them declutter, pack, coordinate movers and haulers, help them sell items that they don't want. We communicate with family members, and that's especially important if they're adult children that are living out of town. We provide resources for helping them get their home ready to sell. And we also can refer them to real estate agents who specialize in working with downsizing sellers, and that is becoming a growing specialty. On the other end, if people are moving from one place to another and they're overwhelmed by unpacking, or they need to get in quickly, or they just physically can't do it, then we can help them get settled in and start living their new life without the burden of all the boxes to unpack and all those pictures to hang on the wall. We can just get it to happen. That makes a huge difference, especially with a senior. The older we get, the harder it is to make these changes. And the stress involved can really create a lot of physical problems. I've got lots of stories I can share when people didn't hire a downsizing specialist and what the aftermath of that was. And it's not pretty.
It's not pretty. It's not pretty. Hey, so this is a good time. Yeah, I can imagine. It's crazy. Hey, this would be a great chance for you to point some of our listeners to your website. It's a very nice website, y'all. You can check it out. Kim, can you tell us where they can find you on the web?
Yeah, absolutely. It's www, of course, Downsize My Home, and then it's .biz. B as in boy, I, Z as in zebra.
Perfect. I like the .bizes. That's pretty cool. I wished I'd done that, actually. Hey, so you know what? Oh, go ahead.
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
Well, the fun thing about interviewing on the phone is it's not like we're sitting next to each other and I can't tell when you're, you know what I'm saying? It's one of those things, but it's okay. Hey,
yeah,
so, yeah, exactly. So the thing that I'm going to throw a question at you that's not in here because it's something I thought of today when I was reading your questions over earlier. Hey, what stops people from using you or a DownSize specialist? Why are they nervous, or why do they not bring somebody like you in? What is the biggest drawback?
You know, that's a question that I ask myself that every day.
Okay.
I think, I'll tell you, I think there's a couple of things. I think part of it, frankly, is shame.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, people don't want someone seeing their cluttered home, and they feel the sense of, oh, I should have kept a better house, or I don't want people to see that I really live like this. And I'm not talking about hoarders, although we do work with hoarders, but I'm talking about people who've just accumulated lots of stuff. And they think they should have a better handle on it, or they think, wow, this should not be such a big deal. I should be able to handle this myself. And
yeah.
I don't know how to communicate this differently, but I will tell you, it's just like saying I should be able to do my own taxes. I should be able to create my own retirement plan and manage my own finances. And you know, and sure you can, but are you the right person to do it? And when you're in the middle of it, and moving can feel like a crisis, even when you're moving forward to something you really want. And so why not reach out for help? And the thing I love about our system that's different from anything else that's out there is that we are so flexible that because our DownSize system allows people and empowers people to be in control of the process of how much help they get, how much help they need.
Wow. Interesting that you use the word shame. That's incredible, but now that I think about it, that makes total sense. People don't want you to think that they're not organized or their life isn't together. That's kind of that's okay. I get that. Is that so? Does that also relate into the biggest obstacles people face, or are the other or by obstacles in your next question? Do you mean bigger things, other things?
Oh, there's lots of obstacles. But I think, as I said, it's hard to wrap your brain around how to take, say, a 3,000 square foot home and fit it into a 1,000 square foot apartment, just as an example. But that is something that people are faced with all the time when they make this decision. It may not be quite that, that extreme, although a lot of times it is. I'm helping a couple right now that's moving, this sounds silly, but is moving from a 6,000 square foot home to a 3,000 square foot home. And even though that still sounds like a lot of room, it's half the space that they had. So, it's all relative. So especially when it's your stuff or your spouse's belongings. And a lot of times I hear this where the spouse does not want to let go of anything and the other person is ready to let go of everything. So we really do act as mediators, and what's really cool about our process is that it gives people a system to be able to come to terms with that issue. And I mean, it works like a dream. We worked with a couple very early on when I first created this, and she assumed that he wanted to toss everything out, and he assumed that she wanted to hold on to absolutely everything.
Wow.
And when I introduced my DownSize system to them, and they started going through and sorting and marking things so that they could visibly see it, everything became much more clear, and they found out that wasn't the case, that their fear about what the other person, they were projecting that the other person believed, was the biggest obstacle. So that's what excites me about this, and that's what I love working with people, to help them see that they can truly move forward, and we can start removing what looks like a mountain in a matter of a few simple steps.
Hey, Kim, you just when you were answering that, you're not going to believe what popped in my head. Do you remember that movie, The Jerk, with Steve Martin? Do you remember that?
That's not the one where he was born a poor black child, is it?
Yes, and remember he lost everything, and what he was doing, he was walking out the front door of his house because he was being kicked out, and he says, all I care about is that ashtray, and then in that chair. And by the time he got there on the sidewalk, he had everything he cared about in his arms, right, and he was overloaded. So I don't know what made me think of that, but that's kind of related to this, right? You think you don't need any of it, and all of a sudden you got more than you need. Okay, never mind. But I thought that was funny. That just came to mind. Anyhow.
That's a great visual. That's a great visual. I probably need to use that, yeah.
Need to pull that segment out of the movie and play it for your – no, never mind. But that's cool. Hey, so we kind of dived into what the specialist is, DownSizeMyHome.biz, by the way. Y'all go check out our website. But can you tell us the kind of levels, Kim, of service you offer? And I guess you're going to be introducing us to kind of a downsize coaching session here, correct?
Yes. But basically, we do customize our services. But basically there's 3 different levels that we offer. And I'm going to start with the biggest level, which is our full-service move managers. We're members of the National Association of Senior Move Managers, and so we can manage a full move across town or across the country for those who need help with every step of the moving process, from sorting and packing to setting up the new home. And that's especially helpful for people who aren't able, they're physically not able to make this move, and their family's really worried, and their family's working full-time and can't take the time off, or families have to sacrifice a lot to help their aging parents. Some have had to take leave of absences. It's a big burden. And so we're there to help fill in that gap. We're bonded, insured. We have liability. We operate by a code of ethics. And so people can trust that we're going to take excellent care of their parents and their parents' belongings. Then on the very other end of the spectrum, we offer what's called our Get Started program. And that's our downsizing system. It consists of 2 hours of in-person consultation or 4 online sessions. Plus, we send you our downsizing kit. And you can go online and see it, and we'll ship it right to you. Our kit has a workbook, those hands-on tools to plan and execute every step of your downsize move. So that's the other end. It's just like a do-it-yourself program. And then
DIY, do it DIY. Yeah, do it yourself.
And then the last part of it is what we call our moving assistance program, and it can be a little bit of both. And this is actually our most popular program. So we provide our downsizing systems plus a package of downsizing coaching sessions that can be delivered in person or remotely by phone or Skype. We help you get started. We help you develop a moving plan, and our clients can choose from a menu of service on which areas they want to help with, or they can just choose a package of hours. So we act as a coach to help them stay on track, hold them accountable, provide resources, and we provide actually over $700 of discounts for services they're going to need for moving, for prepping their home for sale. It's a great program. And then we can help with really any and everything that they need help with. We also work with an online auction company, so we can help them.
Woohoo! Get rid of that Lamborghini. Come on.
I don't know about the Lamborghini.
Well, you know what I'm saying. Okay, so you just kind of briefly went into it. So as a downsizing coach and if it gets outside of local, you talk a little bit about the remote aspect. Could you dive into that a little bit? Because a lot of people like the online stuff today, right?
Well, yes, but I'll tell you, a lot of people are a little skeptical about, how can you help somebody go through their things, over the phone or just over Skype. And
right.
I frankly was skeptical when I first considered this. I conceived it some time ago, and I thought, I know this can help, but I've got to figure out how. And so far, it's working well. I had one gal who's up in Missouri, and she's in her early 50s, so she's, in my opinion, pretty young. But she just was a clutter bomb, and she's on my website, and she just needed help trying to figure out how to get control over this, where to start. And so she texted me pictures of the rooms that she was most concerned about. I sent her the kit. I sent her a questionnaire so I could understand fully what was most important to her, what her limitations were, what her time frame was. We learned a lot about somebody up front. So when we got on the phone together, I had her open her kit up. We had everything lined up. I had her start, and you could not see the top of any single surface in her kitchen. And in 20 minutes, we had one entire counter cleared off. We had our refrigerator totally cleared off. And she stepped back. I said, "How do you feel?" She said, "Oh, my gosh.
There you go.
I haven't seen this in so long." And then the next weekend, she got her husband involved. They cleaned up their entire kitchen. I helped her clean up her entire family room. She said, "This is the first time in years I have been able to hang stockings on my mantle because of you." And
awesome.
I just followed up with her, and she started working with somebody in person. And I said, "Well, how much of what you've gotten done," because she got a lot done, "how much of that do you attribute to, what we did to get you started?" And she said, "Kim, honestly, 100%, because what I really needed was a coach. I needed a system, something to follow, something to get me off of dead center, and then somebody to follow up with me, have step-by-step, benchmarks, and hold me accountable." So I know that works. I just recently worked with a gentleman who's almost 80 in Corpus Christi who's moving here to the Austin area, and sent him the kit. He said, "I've read this whole thing, this whole workbook from front to back. I've started implementing this. This is exactly what I needed." I was blown away. He didn't even have a cell phone to send me pictures. He didn't use the internet. So I really thought, wow, how am I going to help this gentleman? I may have to just go down there. But it worked for him, because we think seniors sometimes are helpless. They're not helpless. They're people that just need a system and a way to get started, and then some resources along the way for the things that they need help with.
And Kim, I think that's a testament to you to how good this DownSize kit is, that somebody can get it, and if they just open it up and read it, they're going to be able to figure it out pretty much. I know you like to be there hand-to-hand, right? But it is kind of self-contained, and they can get started and start doing the things that you offer them and actually do it. That's cool, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of one of the purposes of it, so you can send it out, right, and they can start utilizing it, right?
Right. And I will tell you, I don't ever just send a kit without also including at least one online session, because I find that it's really about processing things and helping, having somebody to help you clear up the overwhelm and get started. So even, at least one session is important for me. I don't ever want to just send somebody something, have it sit on the shelf, and not be helpful for them.
No, you want to be involved. I get that. But the fact that you're involved with them, they go through a session, they get a pretty good clarity of what they need to do, that speaks highly of the kit and also your follow-up. That's awesome. So remote can be a lot of things, phone, online, whatever. That's good. Yay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And it's not for everyone. So sometimes we have to travel to areas in Texas to provide in-person assistance. We also have a referral network through NASM, and also we have our own growing list of downsizing contacts in other areas. So if somebody wants the kit, but they want somebody on site and they're, 1,000 miles away, well, we can still help them out.
Yeah. So if somebody, Kim, wanted to use your service, what does it cost to hire your team? Do you give that information out, or is that customized to what the client needs?
Well, it's customized, but the kit plus a little bit of coaching can cost as little as $350. But
awesome.
I really want to focus just real quickly on how much it saves them.
Yes.
Herdy, do you know what the cost is, the average monthly cost of a self-storage facility?
I think the average monthly cost is somewhere about, I would say 10 by 10, I'm guessing $250 a month, $200 a month.
Okay, well, you must have read my notes somewhere.
No, I didn't. I was guessing.
It is. It's $250 a month is the average.
I get a prize. I get a prize.
I know.
Okay.
So
that was a guess. I swear, the crack producer of the show did not hand me that note. Okay.
All right. So then now I've got another one to trip you up. What is the average length of time that people rent or lease a storage unit?
Okay, so I'm thinking back. I would say they put it in, forget about it until they run out of money, or so I would say 3 to 4 years.
Okay, well, you're a little bit long, but it is 2 years actually, and this is according to the National Association of Self-Storage Managers. Believe it or not,
wow, 2 years. Woo.
So do the math.
A lot of money.
On that. That's $6,000. I just talked to a woman the other day who has been paying for 10 years on a $400 a month unit for her father.
Holy moly. Because they didn't know what to do with it, so they just stuck it there, paid the bill every month, and didn't think twice about it. Wow.
Yes, and here's what people do. This is I'm very passionate about this. People tend to think, well, we don't want to go through this stuff right now, so we will just put it in storage, and we'll go through it in a few months. And it never happens.
It never happens.
Is the family then inherits it, and you know what they do? They call the storage manager and they say, how much will someone charge me to come and haul this stuff away? Because
or let it go to auction. Right.
Yeah, or if you haven't used it, but by then it's deteriorated.
It's just
even in a a climate controlled unit, it will deteriorate. So
absolutely.
I believe in storage units. I think that storage facilities provide a useful service for people who are in transition in their life, but they're not
temporarily
meant to be a home for your stuff.
Or your home, period. I'm just kidding. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I don't know. With housing in Austin going up the way it is, they may be doing that.
No kidding, right?
Yeah. So, but anyway, so you get what I'm saying.
Total, a huge amount of money they would save by doing the downsize as opposed to just putting it away and out of sight, out of mind. Absolutely.
And then there's moving costs. You know, the average moving cost, if you've got a whole house room full of household furniture, is $2,000 to $5,000. Well, you can cut those costs in half if you've already made good decisions. You've already got some of the things that you no longer need. Your family's made decisions about what they want to keep, and you're only moving what truly is important to you. It's a huge savings. So, paying a few $100s to a downsizing specialist to guide you through the process can save you $11,000, $12,000, $15,000. I mean, what's that worth for people?
I mean, and how does that work for you? Yeah, right. That's great. I mean, you think about the difference between what you do and what that total cost is. That's a great picture, by the way. Great picture.
My average client will usually invest about $1,500 in our services, but truly they save over twice that amount. Yeah,
that's awesome. That makes total sense. Good way to put that. Well, I got 2 out of 3 questions right, so I'm happy about that. All right, so Kim, how do people learn more about the downsize? You've got something like talk about booking seminars. You want to talk to us a little bit about that?
I do, because I'm really excited about this. I have been doing a lot of seminars this spring, and people are giving me tremendous feedback. It's been really helpful for people. So I love speaking to groups about how to take the overwhelm out of downsizing. And I speak free of charge, and I give people tools that they can walk away with and implement right away. So, I'm booked up for May, but I'm booking for June and July. I like to do groups of 20 or more, but if anybody's interested in arranging a speaker for their group, they can certainly contact me, and I would love to come and talk with them.
And so they can contact you by going straight to your website, right, and going to your contact page. You've got an extensive script on there for people to get a hold of you for these, right?
Right, or they can just email me at info@downsizemyhome.biz.
I'll put that email inside the player we give you, okay, in your website link, so they'll have both, all right? That's cool.
That sounds great.
All right, so the next big push for you and I guess we're getting to our last question here, Kim, is obviously this is open for opportunities if people are interested in becoming a downsize specialist. Is that something you're working on outside of yourself?
Oh, absolutely. Well, I mean, right now I have 2 or 3 gals that are awesome that are working with me, and I am looking for more because our business is growing. So I'm looking for people who have a passion for helping others through these kinds of life transitions, who have patience and good listening and communication skills. They need to be a little organized, and they have to like the idea of a flexible part-time schedule. But I'm also in the process of creating business opportunities using the DownSize My Home system. So my plans are to launch our first market either the end of this year or early next year.
Awesome.
So, yeah, I'm really excited. I just think that this is a very valuable service, and it's not just for seniors and their families. Anybody who's going through.
Be for anybody, yeah.
Yeah, whether it's for financial reasons, for their divorce, for any reason.
Yep.
This what we do can help them.
Well, you're in a perfect storm market, in my opinion, because this trend of everybody wanting to get simple again, wanting to get rid of all the stuff they have, but not knowing where to start, seems like you're just playing right into the hands of where this market trend is going right now. Congratulations. And I've watched everything you've done the last year and a half. It's amazing. You've got a good team around you, and you've got an excellent business, and generally excited for where you're going with this. It sounds like you guys got a great plan for it.
Thank you. Yeah, we're excited too, and we love helping people through these transitions.
So, Kim, did I miss anything today?
Curdy, you did great, and my hat's off to you. You are also an awesome social media person and marketing specialist, and I appreciate everything you do. You did awesome.
Well, you've got a lot of people surrounding you that are good at what they do, and it shows up in the marketing you're doing. And I'll tell you, there's nobody more proud of seeing this thing go where it's gone since I've known you, and it's just fun to watch. I just love to see something like a startup that really gets passionate go forward, and you've done that. And guys, I'm telling you right now, if you need any help from Kim in her downsize specialist with her kit, I've seen it firsthand, and I know it's improved a lot over the years, and it's really fine-tuned. But go to our website, downsizemyhome.biz. I'll have a link, Kim, posted directly to your website on your custom player. I'm going to match the colors of that, so if you embed it, it matches your website. And so, Kim, thank you.
Thank you, Erdy.
Well, guys, we want to thank you for listening in to the Hurdy Burke Broadcast Network. Again, this archive on demand will be up on the Hurdy Burke Broadcast Network Facebook group site. Kim will also have links and her own custom player to this show, and I'm sure she'll post it and share it out all over the Internet. So we want to thank everybody for listening, and good night